We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI League. ULTILeague.net.
Help us go electric, become a member.
All right. A little something special for the WGGBMUCC. It's a lyrical sculpture in the sand that I carve. This is Flash on the mic, now on the Algarve. From 40 to 60, we are on the attack. If I can just get some vitamin I from my back foot on the line, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or did I just pull a muscle? Hold on for a moment. Play it cool. Just act like I'm young. Got flicks on my wrist and lyrics on my tongue. 20 more, 10 more years left to go. Tricks from the past and a buttery flow. A little slow off the start. I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. I got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Yeah, I got some dodgy knees. Disc in my hand and the sun in the sky. My dad bod goes jiggle and my hucks they fly. The spirits are rising like a disc on the breeze, going miles out of bounds to the Portuguese seas. I played a point, yeah, I need a sub and a good long soak in an XL tub. Don't need to run anymore, I'm one of 14 handlers. Happy Gilmore this disc like we're all Adam Sandlers. I'm slow off the start. I like to call it brisk. The sunshine glints on my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. We got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Alright, let's finish this off. My 6'2" still works in the bar. I can see from miles. Got drinks on my radar. Portimão party is the place we flee for the friends we see and these great memories. Yeah, I feel the spirit as I pull every sinew. Shatter my knees, yet we're gonna continue. Take this hand, better yet carry me from the beach to the bar, better yet to the sea. I'm slow off the start. I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between our toes. We got none of the pivots, but all of the throws.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships Finals Day. Really in the thick of the action now, bringing you coverage of the 5th placed game between Team Finland and America's No Sue-Oh. Delighted to be back in the booth with you. I am Benji Reese, and who else alongside me? The one and only Hannah Pendlebury.
Oh, Benji, you're too kind. Well, we thought for a moment we'd be bringing you Ninals, but it's the 5th place tussle. The Fivals, not got quite the same ring to it. A bit of Fival goes west, perhaps, depending on who comes out the best of this contest. You've got Team Finland, who looked dynamite early stages of the tournament, versus Notsu-O, who, of course, were knocked out of the top of the championship by their rivals, Team America, in a hotly contested battle yesterday.
Yeah, hotly contested in terms of the frisbee and in terms of the everything else surrounding it.
What was it you called it?
Extracurricular shenanigans.
Indeed. Well, hopefully we'll get a cooler temperatures in terms of the hot-headedness of the players out here on the pitch. But of course, it's lovely to see the reappearance, Benji, dare we say it, of the sunshine.
I must admit, I'd almost forgotten what it felt like, but it is lovely and warm here on the Praia da Rocha, Portimão, on the south coast of the Iberian Peninsula.
Indeed, and we are expecting the showers to potentially roll in during this game. We've got a 40% chance of precipitation, local temperature 21 degrees. Feels like 19 though in this blustery wind. We've got miles per hour, 14 strong and 25 gusts for our Central European continental friends, 22 kilometers per hour with 40 kilometer an hour gusts. But it's a bit sort of humid out there over the sand.
It's a little bit sticky, yes.
It is. It is very close. There have been points, Benji, we've been removing layers here in the booth, including your very fetching bright orange shorts.
Well, it matches the top, so, you know, why not?
ULTI.TV swag. If you want to grab some and support us, you can go to force.com.
As that ball lands just out the back of the end zone, and it will be bricked by Timo Vasquio, who his teammate Mark Rote says is the best Great Grandmasters player in the world.
Oh, well, that's a hotly contested title.
So the enigmatic Finn.
I'm loving the little trenches dug out in the sand to indicate where the brick marks are. Of course, marked out on these porter pitches.
Vasquio blading towards the sideline. It's the tucked into the shorts look for Ovio. Downfield to Orista Niemi. Wanting to squeeze that one down the line. Another continuation, Vetari. That floats over everybody. There might be a call here.
Yeah, you saw a cluster of players together to individuals from Team Finland coming up with the same idea of just churning towards that sideline up line.
So we'll let the players talk about this. You can have a look at it now on the replay. There's the deep put from Vitari. You can see that floating. There's maybe a little bit of bumping underneath it.
But you're always going to get that kind of bumping when you see those throws into traffic, Benji.
Yeah, the question is, how much contact is there? Did it affect? All of the usual queries that you get asked in such a situation.
But a bit of a long stoppage here. Hopefully we'll see a resolution soon. It looks like the disc is going to go back to Vitari.
It does feel like when you've been engaged in discussion for a certain amount of time, there is usually one result, and I say usually because sometimes it doesn't always go that way. There we are in the booth, myself, Benji Rees, alongside Hannah Pendlebury. I'm stood up and Hannah sat down, so you can't work out quite how short I am.
Hold on, if I stand up alongside
No, we don't need
you.
to see this. No, it's fine. Everyone knows that I'm short. It's not exactly a secret at this point.
Well, STM usually stands for senior team member, but you're our STM of ULTI.TV.
There's the around backhand, but Vasquio sees it picked off. No Suo with a chance to break on the game's first point. Quatch underneath. That one, ooh, tipped on the mark. But maybe got a little bit too close for comfort there. Did Koivisto.
Yeah, you could see on the release there. Big old bit of contact on the paw.
So Hawk brings it in, goes to Tom downfield. Only a year recovered from an ACL tear. And looking pretty good considering.
Yeah, when he told us yesterday, Benji, I was absolutely shocked.
As Tom fires that in, Brown lays out for the score. It's a break for No Suo on the first point. They lead Team Finland 1-0.
Well, it was very nice flow for Team Finland all the way up until that last pass. They came unstuck with the two players coming together and bringing their defenders to the party alongside them in that floaty disc in the wind. Bit of energy from the sideline. I'm wondering which team it is. It's clearly favouring this Texan outfit, Benji.
Yeah, you feel like there's probably some North American tie in there.
Indeed, and we have the Rainbow Warriors sat across in the stands. They, of course, will be playing a little bit... Actually, they should be playing now. Oh, no, they don't have a game against Beers. I don't know what's happened there.
Oh, I think they still have it, but it's at 3 o'clock, right?
Oh, there we go. Shows what I know. It's already saying in the schedule that it's got a game history.
I think that's because they've already played.
Ah, there we are.
So that is a rematch of an earlier pool game. So 1-0 here to the Americans, No Suo. Getting a break there on that first point against Team Finland. Put deep. Can they reach it at the back of the end zone? No, the back of the end zone's going to win. Thrower has the disc in his hands. Or I should say his head in his hand. Toni Asikainen.
And another opportunity for Natsuo now.
Eichstadt brings the disc in, breaks the mark. Now they're off to the races downfield. Furigai, Ganzel, Sandy by name and probably Sandy by nature at the end of this as well. Here is the rip across the field. Visionary option into the end zone. Great field vision there from Sherwood as he finds Husak to make it 2-0. No Suo have started this game like they've got a point to prove, Hannah.
Well, I would say they probably do, Benji. Natsuo, of course, stumbling against Team America to find themselves in the lower half of the championship bracket here, playing for 5th place. They surmounted Beers 13-4, taking that one to point cap, whereas Rainbow Warriors were unsettled by Team Finland after having knocked Team America out of the top spot and putting them on the same bracket as Natsuo, which I've heard, Benji, that Team America are a bit salty about.
There had been such rumblings, but it's always difficult to seed because teams can change so much from year to year, and we hadn't seen the Rainbow Warriors attend this tournament previously. And after all that, well, we got a rematch of last year's final anyway.
Indeed, so there's not going to be doing the double for the Swedish women of Rainbow Warriors. Of course, they took the gold in the seniors division with their team E6, which is a fantastic way to finish that off. But we're getting some lovely close games here in the business end of this championship.
Yeah, and Rainbow Warriors, after going down on University Young Legends, saw the Finns come back and take that one in the 5v8 semi-finals, as it would be. Trying to fake, wanting the inside shot. Vitari's not seeing it, so blading it around the back to Ty Volkoski. It's very bright when the sun comes out, you know, as that one's a little bit low. It sneaks through the grasp of Hastebacker. On the end zone line, Hock picks up, trying to get a one-on-one in the end zone. They're just resetting back instead to Quatch. Trying to isolate Fourth at the front. High release backhand, faking it, not going for it. Tom punches it in there. His second assist. This time he finds Johnny Hock. No Suo are on fire right now. 3-0.
Yeah, they are looking on much better form today. Yesterday, they came out with a disadvantage. Team America starting out on offense in their quarter-final matchup, which they ground out in the end. And you can just see here, they did cruise through their game really against the Bears.
You do wonder if, although they have a slightly smaller roster than their opponents here, that just the fact that they didn't have quite such a slugfest in their previous encounter this morning might give them a little bit more in the reserves for this contest. Not everyone is suited up fully for both sides. We were told that Mark Rote's not going to be playing. It looks like to me Henny Alavara had a foot in a plastic bag of some sort, so I wonder if she's got a foot injury and she's just trying to keep the sand out of it. Trey Katzenbach is in sweatpants on the sideline for No Suo. Sean McCall's been out all weekend. I say weekend. It's technically only just the weekend. He's been out all week as well, the captain of No Suo. So both sides down a couple of players, as you know, maybe you expect through any tournament, but, and this might sound slightly unfair, at Great Grandmasters, I think you probably, it's nice to have a big squad because I think you probably accept that one or two players are going to maybe pick something up during the week.
Well, for some people, Benji, they have come unstuck in that first warm-up, even when you're at the young spry chicken at the senior level.
A raking shot across the field. That is some way to get on the board. Tapio Arimo with the around break finds Mikhail Sharanta, makes it 3-1 to No Suo.
Yeah, the release on that disc was absolutely gorgeous. Cannot wait to see that one back in the slow-mo. Just like, so you get that pass, centering up the line. The mark slightly overcommits maybe, but just that low release just below the knee. And the way that it sits up in this wind, we've seen so many downwind throws. Of course, the wind has been this championship from right to left on your screens as our camera views have it. And so many people have come unstuck by not putting enough touch on those discs downfield, but that one was just so much spin on it, just hung perfectly into the soft side of the pitch. So Tapio Arimo, currently living in Espoo, originally from Helsinki. And he says his sporting hero is who other than Pekka Ranta, Helsinki Ultimate founder and coach, still playing at 60 years of age.
Hopefully, I hope that's me at one point.
Well, still playing or restarting?
I mean, I technically still play, nominally. Here's Tom for No Suo. Oh, and Sharanta nearly stole through with the unexpected bid. This is a lead pass, so it might require a little bit of saving. Just didn't quite get the juice on it. Trying to lead Quatch there.
It was very close. Quatch did go to ground. Maybe not quite the full explosion required.
Sharanta catches the under. Dished off. Here's Pio Hestbacker. A hammer over the top. Love that way to access the break side, but too much on it. Diminutive in stature, but a cannon of an arm. And then one-on-one with Forth in the end zone. Forth tried to toe it in, and in doing so, dropped the catch.
Well, that is a hot-to-trot matchup. Piro Hasbacher versus Katie Forth. A battle for the ages.
Here's the deep shot from the Finns, but it's overcooked, and nobody's going to get that one.
So we have a couple of couples along these rosters, Benji. Had the pleasure of meeting the Forth McCall family yesterday. Enjoying the scenes here. They brought both their lovely children with them, so shout out to them watching this back at some point, I'm sure.
Here's Forth. High grab made there by Hock. They've got Forth poached in the backfield, but instead they're trying to lead this one down the line. That is a buttery biscuit of a backhand, as our Irish colleagues would like to say. And Hock finds Squatch to make that one 4-1.
Yeah, Steve Quatch reeling in the goal there. Normally one of the anchor handlers of the Nutsuo offense. You can see these high release backhands are the name of the game at the moment for the offense of Nutsuo. The wind is very tolerable. What is how I'd put it? It's not really a perfect thrower's wind. It is a little bit gusty and blustery, but nothing to cause any issues for these final placement games, which is lovely to see. But Johnny Hock, who started playing Ultimate to stay in shape through the assist there to Steve Quatch, you see on your screen.
Obviously must be in pretty good shape given that he's rocking it out here on the sand. What, how many years later?
38 years later.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good shape.
And he says that his sporting hero, we have so many excellent shout outs to other sports. Walter Payton, of course, a famed running back for the Chicago Bears. Can't say I dislike that shout out.
Well, as well as, you know, his impact on the field, such a strong character and generous person off the field that the NFL's charity award is called the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. So clearly someone worth idolising for that impact on and off the pitch. As downfield, a nice clean hold there for the Finns, getting it to Timu Olvio in the end zone. With the assist there is Juhani Ristiniemi. 4-2. Does feel like after maybe just a couple of slip-ups early on for the Finns, and they, you know, it's not like they were continually turning it over. It's just Nutsuo were clinical enough that they generally got it back. And that one punched in from Ristiniemi to Olvio, excuse me, for the score.
And Ristiniemi, a bit of a time traveller, I'm going to say, Benji. He says he's only been playing for 15 years, so he must have had a hiatus at some point. But he says that his career highlight was getting a World Junior Silver in 1986, twinned with World Club Great Grandmasters 2021 bronze. So I'm pretty sure between those two dates, unless my maths is very out of whack, he's been playing a bit longer than 15 years.
Time is a flat circle. Whatever that means. Zone coming out here from the Finns. Haven't seen too much of it. It's not the windiest it's been, but again, maybe trying something to slow down a rhythmic Nutsuo offense. Blading it all the way across the pitch. Had to go to the floor, but Sandy Ganzel does keep it up.
Yeah, I like this look from Team Finland. At the moment, this Houston side are really racing forward, but they're expanding now through the cup and penetrating deep into the zone.
And down the line, cool as you like, from Hock to Greaves, and that'll make it 5-2. It was just waiting. They were trying to tease those defenders out of position, and as soon as one of them committed to going for it and didn't get there, bang, we're off to the races. 1-2, give go, run the gauntlet down the pitch. And by the time Finland had got back into position, goal had already been scored.
Well, we know that Natsuo do like to play those very short, rapid movement passes. In fact, when they're training back home in Houston, they have 3-on-3 practices. So they play mini on sand in beach volleyball courts. So there's little like uncomfortable spaces that you might think are difficult ones to hit. For them, they're like, yeah, happy days, we'll take that, thank you very much. So Charles Greaves there on your screen, hailing from Denver, Colorado. So he doesn't get involved in these 3-on-3s, but says that his national experience, this is his first national representation of the US outside of home climbs. And we did find out, Benji, the final, until of course they put together a Legends team, Johnny Bravo pun name, Johnny Cashed. The current final genesis of that club.
Zipping across the pitch. Looking for a continuation option. Into Olvio. Pop back here. Tyvalkoski. Vaskio. Vitari. Back to Tyvalkoski. Still count beginning to rise, so just a little dish off there to Vaskio. Super smooth release. Back out to Olvio. Vaskio wants the dump, he's got it. Picked up a silver medal in the Great Grandmasters division at Masters Worlds out in Limerick earlier this year, playing with the US side Relics. Downfield, Olvio. Back to Vaskio. It is methodical this point from Finland, but eventually they punch it in, going towards the break side, bouncing back towards the open once the defender overcommits, and Vaskio to Olvio for another score.
Yeah, really great patience from Team Finland. You could see the continuation downfield to get them to the red zone was almost like clockwork, not really kind of, using too much energy, so was waiting for each other. They got a little bit static as Natsuo started to pin the pressure on, but they were really good at committing to the swing passes, moving the disc around and changing that angle of attack until the opportunity to hit Timo Olvio appeared in the center, as you say, once the defender had committed the hips. So we start to trade this one out. But Team Finland are going to have to start to put something together on defense, Benji. We've seen them come out with a little bit of creativity with the zone, but training those 3 breaks at the moment. Natsuo looking pretty dynamic when they have the disc.
And you see the ice cool Finn Vaskio on the sideline there, getting some ice cool water. Good thinking.
It's not very good for you to be icy cold, actually. It should be a little bit warmer.
Now it's the Finns, they're used to it, as that one pinches through. Arimo picks his moment beautifully to pick the pocket. Asakainen looks for Arimo, and Johnny Hawk gets his revenge.
Well, there you go. You found the creativity, but squandered opportunity for Team Finland to get one back.
Ricky Eitstad. Again, trying to manipulate the Finland defense with those fakes. Not a lot of lateral separation here. Everything a bit congested from the Finns, still working in their half of the field, but they get it to Forth past the bidding defender. Forth offloads to Greaves here. They have to reset though, there's no one far enough forward.
Really impressed at how Forth got that disc out with such smoothness, considering she was basically falling over on the release.
She has it in her hands now, going back into the handler set and getting the disc in her hands once more. Looking, can she find her way through? Threads it in to Hock, who goes to the sand just to make sure he keeps that up. Nice little inside shot there to Eichstadt. Eichstadt to Greaves on the end zone line. Will he think about the force in? Will he go back to Eichstadt? No, it's the swing across. Quach might have to get on his horse here to get there, and he will not do so. More good red zone defense from the Finns.
Yeah, I'm really liking this creative defense. It really nullifies the speed advantage that Natsuo have across the sand.
Pio Hacebacker pops that one up into the skies. Quach knocks it down. Picked up quickly by Eichstadt. We're underway again. Fourth to Crotch. Blading that one over the top. Creative option, but overthrows it. Third turnover on this point from No Suo.
Well, this could be the magic, although struggling against this Notsuo defense when the turn is generated are the Finns. They're going to reach into the deep pocket.
Deep shot reeled in for Finland. Not far away from a break. Their first of the game. Vili goes back to Pia Hesbacher. She's got a poached reset, so she's going to take it. Asikainen. Stoppage downfield.
So everyone discussing where they need to start the disc from.
No, so I did not get broken in their last game.
Well, with a 13-4 scoreline finish.
It's unlikely you'd probably accept. And there's going to be the timeout called here from Hesbacher. Knowing how important this is, down 3 breaks already, I think you understand the call, Hannah.
Absolutely, and especially with the turnover count rising, 5 so far altogether in this point. Couple of errors, but some fantastic blocks so far.
So while the two teams take a break, we're going to do so as well in the booth, and we'll be rejoining you after the break.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTILeague.net.
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
So coming in off the timeout, Hesbacher gets the reset. Team Finland searching for their first break here, down 5-3 to No Suo. 5th place game at the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships. Arimo blading towards the back of the end zone, but he put too much on it. Vili had a little bit of space there, but they couldn't get the connection. Because of the turnout, strikes again.
Well, I don't know how much is the curse of the turnout as it is this continued hot pressure from the defense of Notsuo. They seem to be playing this zone still. Katie Forth stretching it into the deep as the rest of her teammates sort of almost flat out here.
Foul, it seems, is called.
Yeah, it looks like they've got Piro Hashbacker running point on the zone. Flurrying around on the mark.
So this is going to be checked in now. Hock going back. He's just swinging it around at the moment, trying to, again, find those spaces. Not really looking to hit it over the top at the moment. Everything very compressed. Trying to crash it through. There's a little seam that they exploit to Hock. Hock, he wanted just that little dish off. He's not seeing it. Still count rising here. Finds the offload. Side fans on the sideline chanting "Show me," which is, of course, a Finnish name for Finland. That one, ooh, flutters out of the hand of Eichstadt, but he gets it back and then rips it to 4th for the score. But my word, no Suo had to work for that one.
Absolutely. So we're going to get a half-time still at 7 with 25 minutes expiring during that point. But that was what Finland needed to do. They needed to change up the rhythm. They'll have to come out with a slightly different zone look or perhaps match defense on their next defensive point, because it did seem like Natsuo started to figure out where the gaps were. But there were some high stall counts and some hotly pressed throws. Just at the moment, Team Finland don't seem to be able to generate the options upfield with their legs. They could do a better job, I think, of taking on the mark and trying to exploit the break side. It seems like they wait for a really long time, looking around to have somebody generate a grindy upline cut or just squeak that space right in front of the disc. I mean, I say it's a difficult task, of course, to break the marks of the Natsuo crew. Very talented athletes, but yeah, it'd be nice to see them take on the softer side, the close side of the pitch.
So 6-3 no Suo. We'll have half a 7, as we normally would. Sherwood with the pull. I don't think he was particularly happy with that. And you can understand why, as it lands out of bounds for a brick.
And having started out on offense, Team Finland will need to try and punch a few more in, because at half-time, Natsuo will be taking the disc out on offense. So, of course, those 3 straight breaks to open this one up.
Here's Vasquio. Very demonstrative fakes, and that's got to be a pick, surely. You could see the 2 defenders clatter into one another.
I like the spacing at the moment for Team Finland. They do have a reset to negative yardage if they want it.
And that's exactly where Vasquio goes. And he wanted to get it back in his hands quickly, but Tom lays out. They want to break for half here. Here's Brown looking for an option. I think he might go back into the backfield. No, just past the bidding defender to Furigai. Down the line, no connection there.
Yeah, the layout is there, but the clap catch misses. It's just a clap of doom, hollow hands.
So Finland, again, trying to eat away at this deficit before the first half is over. Vasquio with the inside flick, the layout. Oh, that is superb form there from Risto Niemi. Dusts himself down, rubbing that shoulder slightly dingily, but on the dump pass, I think they clearly knew what he wanted, did Sherwood. And Risto Niemi here is going to take the time at the injury sub, excuse me, still holding that shoulder slightly. Getting an offensive option now after the turn. Oh, no Suo with Ricky Eichstadt. Tapio Arimo will take the field for the Finns. Hear the play call coming out from the sideline.
Yeah, Hollywood Ricky.
There's the rip into the center of the pitch. Furigai. Nice little leading pass there. Eichstadt coming in off the injury stoppage, running the show after the turn. That's exactly why they brought him on. Furigai pinching it through. Husak tries to jump it in. He won't do so, but he can just lead in Ricky Eichstadt for a 7-3 no Suo half-time lead. And as you mentioned, Hannah, they're going to receive to begin the second period.
Indeed. I would like to personally give a shout out to Don Tom, who in the opening few passes of that last point got a layout block so huge it took my literal breath away. And there you see it. I actually, if you listen closely back to the comms, you can probably hear me with my intake of breath going underneath your call, Benji.
I've been trying to work out all week who Aaron Brown slightly reminds me of. A bit of a look-alike. I think he's got a touch of Gerard Butler about him.
Interesting. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Right? I don't feel like that's too out there.
And we've just been given a bit of bling found on the sand.
Ooh.
Rhinestone earring. Is this your kind of style, Benji?
Given that I don't have my ears pierced, no.
I reckon it suits. Yeah, I hold that up
I'm
to your...
anything that involves me being poked with a needle, I will try and keep to as minimum as possible.
Oh, it's all about the clip-ons. That's the old school way they used to do it.
Exactly,
My
yeah,
grandmother
yeah.
had an excellent collection of clip-on earrings, and currently the Notsuo offense is dazzling, but their defense, my goodness, throw themselves all over the sand. They definitely have a point to prove in this one.
In many ways, their D-line offense has actually been cleaner than their O-line has. Given that their O-line's turned it over 5 times, and their D-line's turned it over once.
Well, perhaps overloading the defense. It is what wins you games. You know?
That's what people who play D-line will tell me, yes.
Well, no, it literally is. Because if all you can do is clean hold, then you just rely on the toss.
Yeah, exactly. Just win the toss. Easy.
Spoken like a true veteran. Just win the toss. Always know. Game it, you know. Not deflate gate, but
yeah, always
disc weight gate.
Always pick evens. Everyone knows that. It's scientifically proven.
Just use a disc golf disc.
That sounds a bit like cheating to me. Lovely zip through there from Eichstadt to Hock. Now going short. Eichstadt leading pass. You can see Husak charging down. Looking at the end zone. On the end zone line. Still not in just yet. Can they find a little thread through? Yes, they can. Hock into the end zone. Eichstadt just finds that little pocket there at the front. Notsuo extend their advantage.
Yep, kneeling as if in prayer to the gods of ultimate for Eichstadt. And that was nice, slinky sewing motions through that zone. We saw sort of a very similar matchup to what we had before. Hallelujah chorus plays as Notsuo put their 8th on the board. 5 away from taking this 5th place in dominant style. Ricky Eichstadt from Ann Arbor, the data wrangler he calls himself.
Well, now that's a good turn of phrase, that, isn't it?
Indeed, has had 13 international championships, or well, a combination actually. 4 USA grass champs at the Masters level, 4 Grandmasters, 1 Great Grandmasters, and of course 1 Great Grandmasters Worlds on grass. Then 3 for the beach at various different levels. But his sporting hero, Mark Paco Enright, the greatest puller in Ultimate history.
I must admit, as we see one here, big fan of someone who can consistently pin teams at the back of the end zone with their pulls. That one is a little bit high, just rolls over the fingertips of Olvio, but it just bounces straight back out of the receiver's hands. Tom couldn't catch it. Second opportunity now for Finland. Olvio. Underneath is Vasquio. Crisp break around. Vitari into the end zone for the Finns. Finds the target of Tapio Rimo and makes it 8-4.
And there we go. This is what I wanted to see a little bit more from the Finns. I think, Benji, they might have been a little bit reliant. So you see those double errors there, the shoot over the top and then the shot to nobody almost. Don Tom had a good go at it. But so you got the grind under on that first cut, just sort of really squeaking it through to the open side. But the immediate commitment to that big around and just sets up a boom, boom into the end zone on the soft side. Taking on the force quickly for the Finns. They've got the timing in terms of their movement on the pitch. It's just a case of slotting those together and attacking around early.
There's a reason that teams like to attack the break side, and it's because you will naturally have more separation there downfield, because obviously cutters are going to be set up on the open side. I mean, defenders are going to be set up on the open side of the cutters. This pull lands in and rolls out of the back.
Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What?
What? Eichstadt is just going to have a little trot to the front of the end zone. Eichstadt. Now the rising stall goes across to Sherwood. Sherwood opens up the cannon downfield. Husak reads and judges it well. Pops off to Brown. Brown looking for the little thread into the end zone. Finds Jeanette Hrubs and makes it 9-4. Nice clean, that one for Nosuo.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much from Jeanette Hrubs on the line for Nosuo. Certainly a quieter game for her, but Nosuo happy to go to work here. Big reaching pass downfield, and this nice little jinky give-go movement. And the lefty inside backhand from Brown. That's a lovely little release to watch. Occupation of wine sales for Aaron Brown.
I'm on board with that.
Perhaps he can hook us up with some bottles later in the party.
Yeah, I must admit, feels like the spirit's been in good flow on and off the pitch here generally in this tournament.
Indeed, and for Jeanette Hrubs, shout out to daughter Mackenzie and husband Tim watching back home.
Any pets?
Indeed, she has 4 dogs, 4 cats, 2 pigs, 30 chickens, 2 guinea hens, 3 sheep, 1 mini horse, 1 mini donkey, and a regular size horse.
And a partridge in a pear tree as well, I guess. That's quite a menagerie.
Absolutely, clearly a fan of animals.
Greaves bids, but doesn't come up with it. Into Vasquio. He's got a wide open reset. Tyvolkowski. With the still count beginning to tick up there, gets the disc off. Vasquio on the underneath, thrown to that outside shoulder. Vasquio steps into the flick. It's blading over towards the far side, and Perho couldn't adjust in time.
Yeah, a nice idea, but the wrong execution. The blade just catching the wind on the underside and being shoved over. This wind now moving diagonally across the pitch.
On the far sideline here, I know Suo. Looking for an option. Tom creates separation downfield. Instantly gets that reset off. Now Hock comes through. Hock trying to put a bit of air underneath it. This is going to require the bid. And it would have been a blockbuster bid from Hollywood Husak. And he couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, a nice idea. Talk about being blazing free on that break side. There was a little poach off from Vatari trying to stop that underneath pass initially, and it really just suckered in.
Here's Vasquio on the line. He's looking deep again. This time there's separation. And he just watches that one right into the bucket. Does a, I think that is Perho with the score. That'll make it 9-5. No. Yeah, 9-5. Right? Just all of a sudden losing my maths a bit.
Wait, we were we 9-5? Hold on. Let me look back at my thing. I think we were 9-5. That might be 9-6.
No, because they've been trading right. It's not a break.
There we go. Yeah, yep. Sorry, just losing our stats board a little bit here.
That's, hey, it happens. It's difficult to keep track of. Maybe we can summon a scorekeeper over. Delicate blow of the whistle there. So there's the pull that Eichstadt will once again bring to the front of the end zone. Nosuo comfortable, 4-point lead at the moment. About 4 minutes before the cap comes on, Brown ripping it one underneath, a heater that was too hot for Furigai to handle. Again, another opportunity for Team Finland here to maybe get their first break. They want to strike over the top. It's past the bidding Brown into the end zone for the score. Finds a remo. That makes it 6-9. All of a sudden, a game that looked like the Americans were cruising is nicely poised.
Oh, starting to get a little bit exciting here. That's the first that they require to get themselves back into this game. But that 3-0 run for Natsuo opening this game up here, ripping the roof off. But there's just a little bit of tilers starting to appear.
Yeah,
some struts being built.
It's a remo with the put deep and sees the receiver in the end zone and decides, yep, that's good enough for me.
If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me.
And it's good enough for Mikko Vili as well.
And it's what we want to see here on the live stream. Of course, we have had some games with a lot of daylight between the score lines eventually, and it's a 6-9.
First break that Nosoa have conceded today after they stormed to a 13-4 win this morning. Fourth underneath. High release towards the sideline. Wants to thread the inside through. Fourth somehow gets hand underneath it and claws it from above the golden Praia da Rocha sands. Here's the huck from Hock. And it is perfect to Quatch. 10-6 Nosoa lead.
Yeah, Johnny Hock with another diamond-encrusted throw. Gilt-edged almost as it just sailed to Quatch. I quite like the matchups there, playing match defense where the Finns, that pressure put on, especially in the underneath space, the marking out of Steve Quatch's up line. But he just got away. And the look on Katie Ford's face as she gobbled that up and redeemed that rather low pass. She just looks so unfazed. So we see Milan looking after our far scoreboard over there. Hair blowing in the breeze.
I don't know if I've ever seen either fourth twin look phased.
Well, they are definitely made of stern stuff and both devilishly intelligent. Katie Forth, I believe, a neurologist. And her sister is a literal rocket scientist, has worked for NASA in the past. And then I can confirm, I was correct before, they are twin sisters, in fact identical twin sisters. Beck's being the elder by 10 minutes.
10 whole minutes.
It's very important when you're a twin.
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
We see in the very edge of our camera shot some windsurfers out enjoying the conditions, bobbing around.
Yeah, it's not particularly blustery at the moment. It's a lovely day, to be honest, here in Portimão. Vasquio faking the backhand once, twice, 3 times. Finds Vitari. There has been a pick, I believe.
Once, twice, 3 times a backhand fake.
Vitari's going to return to Vasquio.
But these cotton shirts must be very groggy by this point, Benji, that Team Finland are wearing.
It's old school, though. I like it. High blading backhand. Vitari gets it out of the hands quickly to Taivolkoski. Putting the disc behind his back. Now wants to lead that into space. 2 players bid. Finnish hands come up with it in Vitari. Vitari, oh my word, the hammer over the top. Vasquio couldn't get there. If he had it done, what a play it would have been. And the foot block gets it back for the Finns from Taivolkoski. He came out of nowhere and ghosted through. Got that foot up in the lane. Vasquio with the high release backhand down the line to Mikko Vili. 7-10, an all-action point there from both sides.
Oh, that was absolutely huge. Coming out of nowhere with the redeeming foot block. That's going to leave a little bit of a mark, I think, for tomorrow morning. But my goodness. Team Finland. This is starting to get quite exciting. All that work just for a hold, Benji, but that momentum, look at this, so agonizingly close on the bid. Perhaps just that little bit of door closed. Mark Furigai able to make that bid cleanly, which I massively respect, and then that just cheeky hammer over the top that didn't quite work out the first time. And woof.
Nope. I think someone better check that pink Euro disc, because I think it is covered in footblock at the moment.
Well, the double leg compression sleeves, the pop over the top. Oh my goodness. Wow. Team Finland finding the quality after starting this one way too slow, Benji. Could we see them get their necks in it?
Well, I think with the cap now on, just going to double check, this might be game 2-11 here. No Suo working downfield. Dished off to Quach. Quach around backhand into the end zone. Finds the intended target of Charles Greaves. And they're just going to get a little talk to one another, because I think that is game. And it will be No Suo taking home 5th place here at the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championships. It's maybe not the position they wanted, but after that heartbreak in the quarterfinal, they have bounced back very strongly to take 5th place.
Well, they had about 5 uncustomary turnovers, did not Suo, in their matchup against Team America, but this was showing a bit more of the form they're capable of. That shut down, slam the door in the Finns' faces. Those 3 unanswered points to open up this game, they meant business from the start, cruising through the beers to advance to this 5th place matchup. Look at the difference there. Clean breaks for Notsuo is the name of the game. Their defensive line was absolutely ruthless to open us up, not turning a single time and channeling those blocks straight in. But Team Finland had a good go at it, getting that one break in the second half to take us to 9-6. But at the end of the day, the Houston outfit cruised through comfortably in that trading second half. But some real nice moments, some creativity on defense. I really enjoy watching the Finns play zone, trying to change the space and confuse it around the disc. But that'll wrap us up for that game, Benj.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this one up quickly as well, because getting straight back into the bronze medal match in about 10 minutes' time.
Thank you, guys.
Indeed, and it's going to be the bronze between 2 North American teams. It's the USA all the way, man down versus hurt.
And we'll see you in about 10 minutes' time for that contest. The final score of this 5th place game, No Suo with a 10-7 win over Finland, taking home the 5th place. And ULTI.TV, Hannah Pendlebury, Benji Reese, we'll see you on the other side.
ULTI.TV, BUCC lyrical.
ULTI.TV.